when Beatrice was only 9, that the late Queen wanted to give her and Eugenie a house in Surrey. I think it was called Birch Hall somewhere, and I'm not so sure it was, but at the time it was said to be worth about £1 million, but the Duchess of York didn't want to move into it, and it was later sold for quite a massive profit.
Once upon a time, Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie were the pride and joy of their grandmother, Queen Elizabeth II. The late queen adored her granddaughters and wanted to give them a future untouched by the storm surrounding their parents' very public divorce. But somewhere between royal intention and family reality, something went wrong. What began as a gesture of love, a gift of comfort and stability, turned into a forgotten fortune worth millions. Today, we uncover the untold story of the £1.5 million Georgian mansion the princesses never lived in, why their mother turned it down, and how that decision still echoes through the York family decades later. It was 1997 when Queen Elizabeth personally approved the purchase of Birch Hall, a magnificent 7-bedroom Georgian estate in Surrey. Her plan was heartfelt and simple: to give Beatrice and Eugenie a peaceful new start, far from the turmoil of their parents' split. Hidden within the charming village of Windlesham, Birch Hall was every inch a royal dream: sweeping lawns, towering trees, and the quiet grandeur only a queen's gift could bring. The property was bought through trustees on Her Majesty's behalf shortly after Sarah Ferguson and Prince Andrew's divorce became final in 1996. At that time, the York family desperately needed stability. Beatrice was just 8, Eugenie only 6. Birch Hall was meant to be their sanctuary, a new beginning, but that sanctuary never came. Reports later revealed that Sarah Ferguson refused to move in, claiming the cost of running the vast estate was simply too much. Heating, maintenance, staff wages, the expenses would have been enormous, and Fergie wasn't willing to take on that financial burden. Instead, she stayed at Sunninghill Park with Prince Andrew, the couple's former marital home. And so, Birch Hall stood silent and empty for 2 long years. A ghostly reminder of what could have been. By 1999, the house was quietly sold for the same £1.5 million it was purchased for. If they had kept it, it would now be worth nearly £5 million, a major loss of both wealth and heritage. Birch Hall wasn't just any estate. It was a Grade II listed Georgian mansion, one of Surrey's finest pieces of 18th century architecture. It boasted 7 bedrooms, 5 reception rooms, 4 bathrooms, a 2-bedroom staff cottage, tennis court, heated pool, gym, media room, and stunning parkland views. Had Beatrice and Eugenie grown up there, it could have become their family's legacy, a home to pass down through generations. Instead, it passed into private hands, renovated and redesigned until not a trace of its royal past remained. Ironically, the story of Birch Hall mirrors the York family's struggles today. Prince Andrew remains mired in controversy over his ties to Jeffrey Epstein, while King Charles faces pressure to strip him of his remaining titles. Andrew still resides at Royal Lodge, a sprawling 30-room mansion he's occupied for over 20 years. Once, he reportedly hoped to pass that home to Beatrice and Eugenie, just as Birch Hall was meant to be. But that dream now seems impossible. Beatrice is occasionally seen visiting her father, while Eugenie, who spends part of her time in Portugal, keeps a more careful distance. Reports claim Andrew has paid little or no rent for years, yet somehow, he continues to live there amid growing tension within the royal family. Despite their parents' ongoing controversies, both princesses have managed to carve out peaceful, happy lives. Beatrice now lives in a £3.5 million farmhouse in the Cotswolds with her husband Edoardo Mapelli Mazzi and their children, a modern countryside escape filled with love and privacy. Everything Birch Hall was meant to be. Eugenie divides her time between Ivy Cottage at Kensington Palace and a luxury home in Portugal with her husband, Jack Brooksbank, though neither sister holds an active royal title or receives public funding. They quietly continue to represent the monarchy through charity work and public engagements that reflect their grandmother's grace. When Birch Hall resurfaced on the market in 2016, listed for £4.2 million, estate agent Andrew Russell described it as a proper country house with spectacular gardens, Yet behind the glossy photos lies a royal secret, a house built for love, but never lived in. Beatrice and Eugenie never celebrated birthdays on its lawns, never woke to Christmas mornings by its fireplace, never filled its halls with laughter. It was a home built with love and lost to circumstance, and now, decades later, history seems to be repeating itself. Reports suggest that Prince Andrew and Sarah Ferguson are once again requesting separate royal residences as they prepare to vacate Royal Lodge after more than 20 years under one roof. Just weeks earlier, Fergie quietly sold her £4 million Mayfair townhouse, raising eyebrows and sparking new questions about royal housing and finances. Critics say the timing feels out of touch, especially as King Charles pushes to slim down royal spending and modernize the monarchy. For Beatrice and Eugenie, it must feel painfully familiar, another round of property disputes overshadowing their calm. Dignified lives. The lost mansion of Birch Hall isn't just a forgotten royal home, it's a symbol. A glimpse into how privilege and poor decisions can turn gifts into ghosts. It reminds us that even among the royals, heritage and wealth can slip away, not through tragedy, but through choice. Beatrice and Eugenie may never have lived there, but Birch Hall will always be a quiet chapter in their story. A royal dream that vanished before it ever began. So, what do you think? Should Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie have kept Birch Hall, or were they right to build lives of their own, far from royal expectations? Tell us your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more royal revelations.